Hello, everybody. Mrs. Wallace here. I am starting a new series called Before It Hits the Shelves. So I thought I'd give you a sneak preview of some of the brand new books here in our library and get a chance for you to see them before they hit the shelf. So our first book is Maisie, Chen's Last Chance. This is a newer release. Okay. This author, Lisa Yee, has written quite a few great realistic fiction books. This is one of her newer ones. No story starts at the beginning. Maisie has never been to Last Chance, Minnesota, until now. Her mom's plan to stay for just a couple of weeks, with Maisie's grandfather gets better. But plans change, and as Maisie spends more time in Last Chance, where she and her family are the only Asian Americans, and at the Golden Palace, the restaurant that's been in the family for generations, she makes some discoveries. For instance, you can tell a lot about someone by the way they order food, and people can surprise you, sometimes in good ways, sometimes in disappointing ways. And the Golden Palace has secrets. But the more Maisie learns, the more questions she has. Like, why are her mom and her grandmother always fighting? And who are the people in the pictures on the office wall? When she discovers that a family treasure has gone missing and someone has left a racist note, Maisie decides it's time to find the answers. So here you go. That's a quick preview of Maisie Chen's Last Chance, available here in the library now. The next one is a fantasy selection. It is Battle Dragons. This is the second one, City of Speed. So the first one we do have here in the library, this is the second one. Dragons and humans have coexisted for centuries. In the city of Tricopolis, dragons burn the city's garbage, taxi its busy citizens from place to place, and even compete in vicious underground battles for gang-like kins. But the dragons also compete in legal sports, like the spectacular aerial races that draw in cheering crowds by the tens of thousands. Abel is just at such a race when he witnesses the unthinkable. A long shot competitor pulls off an impossible win, then flies into a destructive rage. Someone in the city is experimenting on dragons, hacking their DNA, rebuilding their bodies, and breaking their minds. Who could be driving the dragons berserk? Abel must find out who's behind the experiments and put a stop to them. And to do so, he'll infiltrate the kin's underground street races with a long shot dragon of his own. But with his sister working for a kin, his brother serving the city's secret police, and a bully at school racing for Abel's worst enemies, will Abel find any safety past the finish line? So again, second in this series, Battle Dragons. All right. The next one is another realistic fiction. It is in honor of Broken Things. During Introduction to Clay class, Oscar Villanueva, Ellie Baptiste, and Noah Wright become surprisingly friends and unlikely artists, despite the fact that Oscar, who just lost his little sister to cancer, is supposed to be a football superstar. Ellie, a city girl dragged away from Philadelphia by her single mom, is still confused by life in a tiny Pennsylvania coal town that's smaller than her old middle school. And Noah, who spent his whole life as a homeschooler, is in a brand new classroom student as a result of his parents' train wreck of a divorce. Through art, laughter, football, faith, and tears, the friends work to piece themselves back together. They also discover that some injuries may never heal, some scars never fade, and some things can never be unbroken. And maybe that's okay. All right, so again, another realistic fiction piece. This next one is a mystery. It is a young adult book. Okay, All the Best Liars. Tic-tac-toe, 3 girls in a row, 9 years old and inseparable, friends for life, or so they think. Best friends Sid, Rain, and Bree grew up on the wrong side of the tracks in the stifling California desert, desperately wishing for a way out. When a deadly fire is set 2 weeks before the end of high school, nothing will ever be the same. In the end, each of them will escape, but not in the way any of them expects. One will do it by dying, another by lying, a third by taking the fall. Okay, so interesting mystery. Again, YA book, young adult book here in our library, available for checkout now. And of course, the conclusion in one of my favorite horror series. I'm not a big scary book reader, but this series, the Small Spaces series, is terrifying, but also really good in terms of a mystery. So Small Spaces is the series. The Small Spaces being the first book. Empty Smiles is the final book in this series. Look at that creepy cover. I mean, come on. It's been 3 months since Ollie made a daring deal with the Smiling Man to save those she loved. and then vanished without a trace. The smiling man promised Coco, Brian, and Phil that they'd have a chance to save her, but as time goes by, they begin to worry that the smiling man lied to them, and Ollie is gone forever. But finally, a clue surfaces. A boy who went missing at a nearby traveling carnival appears at the town swimming hole, terrified and rambling. He tells anyone who'll listen about the mysterious man who took him, how the man agreed to let him go if he deliver a message. Play if you dare. Game on! The smiling man has finally made his move. Now it's Coco, Brian, and Phil's turn to make theirs, and they know just where to start. The traveling carnival is coming to Evansburg. Meanwhile, Ollie is trapped in the world behind the mist, learning the horrifying secrets of the smiling man's carnival and trying to help her friends find her. Brian, Coco, and Phil will risk everything to rescue Ollie, but they will all soon realize this game is much more dangerous than the ones before. This time, the smiling man is playing for keeps. The summer nights are short, and Ollie, Coco, Brian, and Phil have only until sunrise to beat him once and for all, or it's game over for everyone. Again, terrifying series, great series. Definitely start with Small Spaces, but Empty Smiles is the final book in this series. So that is just a quick peek at what is going on the shelves. So check it out today, and I'll see you next time.